right, folks. Welcome back to the Paranormal Portal. How you guys doing? Hope you're doing good out there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Hello, Barbara over in Rumble. Hello to Rachel, Wizard, John Temperin, T-Bone, Sharon Sunshine, 420 Man from the West, and Deborah Neighbors over in YouTube so far, Wizard Moon. It's great to see you guys. I do apologize for last night. Last night sucked, along with the 2 days prior to last night. I was absolutely blown out. My lower back just blew out. I don't know what happened. I just woke up Thursday morning. It had already been kind of sore for the days prior, but something I did when I slept just took it all the way out. I was like, oh my God, it was miserable. It's still a little miserable, but it's a lot more. I'm able to mitigate it a hell of a lot more now. It's like doing so much better. But I had to bow out last night for doing a show. I was just absolutely exhausted from all the pain and trying to find comfort. And so I'm not trying to sit here and whine to you guys, but I'm here to tell you that I was in a special kind of hell, for a couple of days anyway. And, I just couldn't try to give you a show when I couldn't even sit here and look into a camera for you. I mean, it was a mess. So my apologies. I hate doing that. And I always wait till the last minute to see if I can maybe make it work. And I was just like, my God, I'm just miserable. So I apologize about last night. Thank you, Larry and Shirley Bell over on Facebook. I appreciate that. And I appreciate all your well wishes, of course. You guys mean the world to me. And that's why, doing these shows is so important to me, because we've really been a family for a long time, and meeting new family members all the time as well. And I know that every show I don't do is a missed opportunity to connect and to, do my best to entertain you guys and give you something that you hopefully enjoy and feel good about. And that makes me feel good. Thank you, Sharon Sunshine. Says, don't apologize. We understand. I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you, Hoggle. It is good to be back. It was only one night, but it was just the longest, 48 to 72 hours in a long time. It was just like, oh my God, I was so miserable, but I'm doing much better. And that's all I can tell you is I'm back, and I'm so glad that you guys are all here and we're patiently awaiting the next show. You guys are amazing. I don't deserve you, but I'm thrilled that you're a part of my world. So thank you guys. And I'm doing better. So just so you know, that's the update. That's why there was no show last night. I just couldn't do it. There's no way. I would have been sitting here just absolutely miserable, probably with tears rolling down my cheeks as I tried to read you and entertain you. So, Brent, I have a belly button hernia. It causes me to have severe back pain. I understand what you're going through. I'm so sorry, Josie. Oh. Yeah, my heart goes out to anybody that's in pain, obviously. I mean, I don't mean to whine, but I've spent a large part of my life in some kind of pain or another. It's just a lot of physical things I've been dealt with in my life. Some by birth, some by just, being a younger guy and, working in some, rougher places. And I got hurt, and it's a tough place to be in pain. So any of you out there that are dealing with pain of any kind, my heart goes out to you, because it's not a really good way to live. It's really not. So, but we'll get through everything. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? If that's the case, I should be a superhero. I don't know. That's what I think anyway. Yeah. It is a way of life for a lot of us. You're right. Author, illustrator, BJ Lapierre. Brent, when you can check, I think Ghost Radar is off. Thank you, Rachel. Appreciate you keeping me on track. Let's turn it on. What is the date? 17th. Good God. January 17, 2026. Not 5. There we go. It is now on. So we'll see if we're going to get some company. Maybe. I don't know. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes the Ghost Radar does absolutely nothing for many shows in a row, and then suddenly it'll just be like blabbing and going off all the time. And I like that. I like that it's not consistently one or the other, because if it was just always firing off, it'd be like, yeah, that's probably not really organic results. It's probably just algorithmic. And so I like that it doesn't go off sometimes for weeks, and then suddenly it'll just go crazy. So that's kind of cool. Still time to answer the question of the week. You're absolutely right, Rachel. Tonight we'll be getting to the question of the week. And if you're not familiar with that, the Paranormal Portal has a Discord community, and you are welcome to be a part of it if you're not already. Just go to the URL that Rachel put right. Where the hell did it go? It just went somewhere. There it is. It's on the bottom. If you go to that URL and create a username and password, you can become a member. It costs you nothing. The app for Discord costs you nothing. It's not real hard to use. It's a little different than maybe what you've used before, but look for the question of the week tab and look for the last question from Chucky Danger and weigh in on it. So love to hear from you guys and hear what your thoughts are on the question of the week. It's your chance to sound off on some question about the paranormal, supernatural, Fortean worlds. I just love your feedback on those, guys. You guys have come up with some amazing ideas and thoughts on this stuff, and it's a pleasure to read. I absolutely love it. And we're going to get to the news, obviously, and we're going to get to the what the hell is that, and we're going to get to the cryptid corner, and we'll get to anything else we need to as well. Always the show is unscripted and unrehearsed. That becomes wildly apparent from time to time, but I'm not too concerned about sticking to a schedule if we're having a good conversation. The show, the Paranormal Portal, first and foremost, is always a discussion, a community, a discussion of our community. And so if we sidetrack on something, that's just fine. I'm happy with it. So if any of you guys have questions throughout the course of the show and you want to pitch in, because you guys are my co-host tonight, so put it all in capitals so I'm more likely to see it. And I know the mods will usually help me find things if somebody asked a question, but put it all in capitals. Yeah. Thank you, Standing Stones. Appreciate it. Put it all in capitals and I'll be happy to field any questions you might have as we go through the show. I may come back to it if it depends on what we're doing at the time, but yeah, thank you. Thank you for your participation as always. That's just the way we roll here. Oh, you deserve us all, whether you want it or not. Well, thank you, Barbara. I appreciate it. I love you guys for sure. Dog Digger popped in over in Rumble, and I got a few of you over here on the YouTube, a couple on Facebook, I think I saw. And yeah, I'm just thrilled to see you guys. So thank you so much. And again, my apologies for last night. Oh, there's Lucky Gypsy over on Twitch. Thank you for being over there, Gypsy. I appreciate it. All right. Well, I guess it's time to get busy because that's just what we do here. We got a lot of ground to cover, and by God, we're going to cover it now. So let's get ready for the news, folks. Everybody ready for it now? Everybody sidetrack him now. Why do you want to sidetrack me? I mean, you can if you want. If there's something you were wondering about and wanted to ask me a question about it, I'm not sure I'll have an answer, but I'll tell you what I think, and we'll just go from there. Hey, HB Girl, to you over on the Rumble as well. So that's Gypsy as well. She's all over the place. She's a machine. And let's check out the news. Hey, Roman Daniels. Looking good, Brent. Glad you're doing better, brother. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, Roman. Yeah, it was a miserable few days, but I'm on the mend. I'm doing good. In comparison, I'm amazing, but I'm still not great. But I'm getting there. I'm getting great, at least in my own mind. All right, let's get to the news, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to check in on what the hell's going on in the world, because usually I don't even know. But we're going to find out together right now, because it's time for the news. Just had to type something in the chat because, Brent, I'm just trying to keep the show going longer. Mr. Fleshrot, you are just amazing. Thanks. I'm glad that you guys like listening to me. I'm still always blown away by that because, again, I'm just an idiot with a microphone. And the fact that you guys show up to be a part of this over and over is just like, wow. So I'm thrilled that you want to be hanging out with me. All right. Yeah, just let me know, Chucky. Just let me know, brother. We'll definitely get you in here because you got work to do. And then I don't have to do everything. So that's even better. It's even better. So I can nurse my back. No, it's all, my back's good. It's getting better. All right, let's get to Done News, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not familiar with it, this is the section of the Paranormal Portal where we look at some news. News headlines from around the world, and some of it's paranormal, some of it's entertaining, hopefully. Some of it's funny or weird or bizarre or hopefully interesting, but sometimes it's absolutely having to do with the paranormal, supernatural, Fortean, and sometimes it's just hopefully good information. So whatever you want. Hopefully you enjoy it. Throughout the course of the news and the rest of the show, we utilize a lot of different sites, and these sites are incredibly and amazingly well done. And I implore you guys, please visit these sites. You're going to find so much amazing information and articles and testimonials and encounter stories. And it's just, as Dave Scott says, a plethora of information just waiting for you on every one of these sites. So please support them. Please help them, because your visits actually equal revenue for these sites. And that helps to keep the lights on. So I can only support them and promote them as much as I can, but I hope you guys do it. You put on great, informative, and entertaining live show every time. You put a lot of heart and soul into it. It's very apparent with every show, and that's why we keep coming back. You never give yourself enough credit. Well, I appreciate that, brother. I do. I love doing it, and but you guys energize me to do better, and so I think it's kind of it's a wheel of momentum that keeps building. You guys keep inspiring me, and I keep trying to give you a better show, and hopefully it's translating into good entertainment. That's all I can ask. But let's get to Done News. We utilize a site pretty exclusively for the news sources because it is just the most amazing site out there for news and information. And this site is called unexplained-mysteries.com. And the first one has to do with the extraterrestrial files, believe it or not. And I don't know. I just was today old when I read this headline, and I was like, ooh, we should talk about this, or at least look into it, see what the hell they're talking about. This article is Scientists Develop Universal Language to Help Them Talk to Aliens. Now, that's interesting because I thought basically mathematics was considered the universal language. And, that to me makes sense because I imagine every civilization that has built some kind of architecture and development must have utilized some form of mathematics. And so if you can somehow instruct them on our methodologies of mathematics, then you could create language or understanding. So I don't know what this is, but I guess we'll find out. Let's read it and see what the hell it says. I got to realign this, don't I? It's kind of off to the side a little bit. There we go. Now it's framed up a little better. Even if we did happen to come into contact with intelligent extraterrestrials, how would we communicate with them? Scientists in Australia have come up with a new novel approach to the problem of communicating with alien life, a universal language based on core mathematical principles. There you go. The unexpected inspiration behind this idea was the humble honeybee, a species that has independently developed its own unique and complex form of communication. If humans could find a language that can be used to communicate with bees, such a system might also be able to offer us a way to speak to aliens as well. They have big eyes, but they're not bees. Because bees and humans are separated by about 600 million years in evolutionary time, we developed a very different physiology, brain size, culture, said co-author Dr. Adrian Dyer told Mail Online. To bridge this divide, the researchers decided to use mathematics, perhaps the closest thing we can get to a true universal language, as it works the same everywhere in the universe. In a series of experiments, the team was able to demonstrate that bees can learn to solve basic addition and subtraction problems in exchange for sugar water, and have even the ability to associate abstract symbols with numbers, effectively learning a primitive form of numerals. When we tested bees on the mathematical type problems and they could build an understanding to solve the questions we posed, it was very interesting and convincing that an alien species could share similar capabilities, wrote Dr. Dyer. Now we know maths can be solved by bees. We have a solid basis to think about how to try to communicate with alien intelligence. Yeah, I don't think this is a novel idea. I don't think it's brand new because I'm pretty sure they've been talking about this since the 70s or maybe even earlier when they did that golden disc on the Voyager or whatever. I think it was basically a primer in our mathematics and language and stuff. And I don't think this is a new idea, but I think it's cool that they're able to work with bees and talk with them. I think that's fantastic. But we'll see how it unfolds. I don't know. Very cool. That story is out there. It is kind of out there, but I think that we oftentimes dismiss the natural intelligences around us. Like there is evidence that even plants have a cognitive process, that they're not just going, oh, sun, give me some water. That's not their whole existence. That they can recognize trauma. They can recognize people that cause trauma and react in a biochemical reaction to that person. They can exhibit fear. They can exhibit love to some degree by, propagating and growing in a nurturing environment and stuff. So I think that we maybe some of us anthropomorphize, or however you say that, nature maybe too much, but I think that others dismiss it completely, that they are capable and demonstrate higher function and some incredible emotional intelligence based on what they are. So, for instance, there was a study done recently, and I just caught this just not too long ago, where they were taking bumblebees, and they had two segments of this enclosure, and one segment had like nutritional needs and stuff like that, like sugar water or something that they could go get and subsist on, and then the other segment had like little balls that they could play with. And they noticed a propensity of the bees to come to the ball area a lot, and these bumblebees, and play with the balls and ignore the other section completely. Like they understood and appreciated play, and were playing with these little balls in this enclosure, and they're just tumbling over them and kicking them, kind of like a dog with its chewy toy. It's like, oh my God, I never would have thought that a bumblebee with a brain about the size of the head of a pin could do that, would get to that point where it'd be like, I kind of like playing with the ball. I'd rather do that for a while. I'm kind of tired of chewing on, flowers. So that's cool. I think that's beautiful. And it represents at least a capacity that I think is pretty brand new for our understanding. And I think that's exciting. Yeah. So I love that too, Hoggle. I think it's wonderful, but who would have thought bumblebees would play, but they do. So, very, very cool stuff. I think that's great. I sound like such a girl when I say I love bees. It's okay. It's good to sound like a girl. Girls are awesome too. And I think that's a cool, again, mathematics, sure, makes sense. That would be the universal language. I'm sure everybody's got some form of mathematics if they're an intelligent civilization out there somewhere. So hopefully they'll get it, or they'll look at us and think, God, these guys are idiots. Where's this or that or whatever. We're getting there though. We're getting there. At least we're trying. That's the good part. All right, here we go. Let's go to the next one. There's always more here on the news. I'm going to do a few. I may do all 4 of them. I got 4 pulled up. We'll see. The next one is from Modern Mysteries of unexplained-mysteries.com. And we covered a few of these stories throughout the last couple of years, at least. Maybe the last several years. I remember covering this when I had the studio upstairs in the old days of the Paranormal Portal. And that's when it first came up. And it's dealing with something called the Havana Syndrome. And the Havana syndrome, just to give you a little background, was this phenomena where people in Cuba, U.S. people working down there in bases or whatever, intelligence areas, and in embassies, were finding that they were being almost like zapped with something that was causing them nausea, splitting headaches, vomiting, just suddenly, like pow. And it was dubbed the Havana syndrome. And the belief is that they were being subjected to some sort of testing by directed energy weapons. Maybe microwaves or something like that were being bombarded, because they would feel like crap in one room and go to another room and feel absolutely fine. And then if they went back to that other room, feeling like crap again. So it was like something was being targeted to a specific area and causing those problems. So they called it the Havana syndrome. And there was research and investigations into this, and they found nothing to see here. Go back to sleep. But the rumors have still persisted about this, and there's a lot of people out there that think there's something to it. Well, here you go. This is today's news from unexplained-mysteries.com. Pentagon obtains device connected to Havana syndrome mystery. Wow, before they were telling us there was nothing, there was not anything there. There was nothing to learn. It was just conspiracy. Now they found a device. I'm telling you, I realize a lot of times that conspiracy theorists sound kind of flaky, but man, they are more right than they are wrong. I swear to God. Now, there's some flaky conspiracies out there, don't get me wrong, but it's surprising how much people have been right about these kind of things. So let's see what this says, though, because I don't even know myself. Let's find out. The U.S. government has acquired a device that may be responsible for years of unexplained symptoms. The true nature of Havana syndrome, which is named after a spate of suspected attacks, which began in Havana, Cuba back in 2016, has remained something of a mystery for the better part of a decade. Victims of the phenomena typically report symptoms such as fatigue, headache, and nausea, as well as debilitating long-term health issues that have proven difficult to treat. I wonder if it treats low back. That might explain everything. Somebody doesn't want the portal online. It says official investigations have yielded somewhat mixed results, with some implying that the symptoms could be psychosomatic and others favoring an attack by foreign directed energy weapons. Now, though, reports have emerged suggesting that the U.S. government has actually obtained an example of the type of device that is thought to be responsible for the phenomena. The device, described as being around the size of a backpack, was purchased back in 2024 by the Department of Homeland Security's Investigations Division. What is it, on Temu, or what the hell's going on? What do you mean you purchased a backpack? Where do you get that exactly? I don't know where these guys are shopping, but that's a little spooky. It reportedly designed to be portable and contains components manufactured in Russia. Darn it. The Pentagon has since been testing the device for over a year, with investigators maintaining it is capable of inducing the same symptoms reported by sufferers of the Havana syndrome. So far, the full findings have not been published, but if these reports are true, then it not only explains the phenomena, but also suggests that a foreign country is responsible for it. You might want to start with where the hell you bought the damn backpack. Where did you buy that? Who made it? It could be a really short investigation. I'm just saying, it doesn't take... Where did you buy it? I'd start there. Let's look there first. The question we're left with is who has been operating these devices and why? No doubt we'll hear a lot more about this over the coming months. What the hell? What kind of investigation is this? I bought it. I bought it on Temu. Where should we start? Where should we start the investigation? What should we do? Start with Temu? I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's from Temu, but come on. Wow. Well, at least now it's not being relegated to psychosomatic people imagining things. Yeah, it's like now they can say, oh, we got one and we tested it, and God, it does just like what people are saying. Maybe listen to people's claims, Hey, I got a debilitating headache while I was at my desk, but once I went to the bathroom, I felt fine. Then I went back to my desk and I had a headache again. I think something's going on. It's like, it's just in your mind. Maybe not. Maybe not. So there you go. Good news is it's no longer relegated to tinfoil hats and is now apparently a thing. Where do you buy a backpack like that, though? I mean, how do you find something like that? Not that I'm shopping for it, but it's like they purchased a backpack somewhere. Okay. All right. Well, that's something. A room with a lot of crystals that has energy bouncing off of each other really throws the sensitives and psychics for a loop. Same symptoms as this in the reports. I've been one of the sufferers. Oh, yeah, I did not know that. I know crystals can be very potent as far as energy amplifiers and such. And yeah, that's pretty wild. There you go. Air poppers are the best inventions ever. I still have a microwave. I don't care. We're going to die of something. I'm going to have good access to wieners and brats at will. Oh, God. All right. Well, there you go. I mean, that's an update. That's something. That's more than what we've had before this. So the needle's moving forward. Shungite is one crystal that can help counteract the others. Oh, okay. I think I have shungite around here. I don't know. I got crystals and chunks of stuff everywhere, all around me, actually. I'm probably screwing myself, actually. I don't know. Lots of rose quartz, though, so that should be good. Let's get to the next one. This is number 3 for the night. This is kind of wild. Again, way back machine, but oldest known anyway. The oldest known from unexplained-mysteries.com, archaeology and history files. I don't know how long this one is. This one's really pretty long, but I'll read a little bit of it and share a link with you guys, and you can look at it more if you are interested in learning more. If there's real archaeology and history buffs out there in the crowd, you may want to look at the rest of this article. Let's check it out. Here we go. Oldest known cremation in Africa poses 9,500-year-old mystery. So I guess it means it's 9,500 years ago they found evidence of the first cremation. It could be the caveman tripped into the fire and just had a bad day. Well, maybe that's how it all started. Ugthar was dragging the mammoth tusk into the cave and tripped and ended up in the community blaze, and cremation was discovered. There you go. How did Stone Age hunter-gatherers manage to build a fire capable of cremating human remains? Lots of wood, I'm guessing. I mean, they do it in India all the time with, building pyres and burning corpses. Jessica Thompson, Elizabeth Sawchuck, and Jessica Cerezo-Roman. That's a lot of names, Jessica. Near the equator, the sun hurries below the horizon in a matter of minutes. Darkness seeps in from the surrounding forest nearly 10,000 years ago at the base of a mountain in Africa. People's shadows stretch up the wall of natural overhang of stone. They're lit by a ferocious fire that's been burning for hours, visible even to people miles away. The wind carries the smell of burning. The fire will linger in community memory for generations, and in the archaeological record for far longer. We are a team of bioarchaeologists, archaeologists, and forensic anthropologists who, with our colleagues, recently discovered the earliest evidence of cremation, the transformation of a body from flesh to a burned bone fragments and ash in Africa, and the earliest example of an adult pyre cremation in the world. Well, there you go. It's no easy task to produce, create, and maintain an open fire strong enough to completely burn a human body, while the earliest cremation in the world dates to about 40,000 years ago in Australia. Well, that's a lot older, right? That body was not fully burned. It's far more effective to use a pyre, an intentionally built structure of combustible fuel. Pyres appear in the archaeological record only about 11,500 years ago, with the earliest known example containing a cremated child under the house floor in Alaska. Oh. Many cultures have practiced cremation, and the bones and ash and other residues from these events help archaeologists piece together the past funeral rituals. Our scientific paper, published in the journal Science Advances, describes a spectacular event that happened about 9,500 years ago in the Malawi in South Central Africa, challenging long-held notions about how hunter-gatherers treat their dead. Well, there you go. That's the primer for this article. I'll put a link to it in the chats, and you guys can read more. There it is in the YouTube chat. That didn't work. There, that worked. And then here we are in the Rumble chat. There we go. Burning bones releases carbon. Carbon makes blades stronger. That's why the Vikings had someone's strongest blades. They found this out earlier than many cultures. Pretty neat stuff. Yeah, that is very cool, Jared. Very cool. Well, there you go. Yeah, I think that's fantastic. Very cool. Very cool. But let's get to the last article because there is more. The last article of the night in the News Fest is from Archaeology and History. This one's kind of cool. I think this is really actually exciting. I don't know how it was preserved for so long because I imagine it was just made of wood. But from the Archaeology and History files of unexplained-mysteries.com comes this one. Canoes discovered in Wisconsin Lake are older than the Great Pyramid. Well, it depends on how old you think the Great Pyramid was. You know, there's lots of dates floating around about how old is the pyramids. I think they're much, much older than we're led to believe. But at any rate, a groundbreaking archaeological discovery indicates that an advanced culture existed in the U.S. at the time of the ancient Egyptians. The find was made during excavations of Lake Mendota in Wisconsin, consists of 16 ancient dugout canoes carved from individual tree trunks using primitive stone tools. Reports of this discovery first emerged in 2021, but over the past few years, additional excavations and research have revealed more canoes and many more details about the culture that built them. Yeah, we can even watch a video at the end of this. Archaeologists now believe that the oldest of the boats dates back to some 5,200 years. That's not older than the pyramids, I don't think. At a time even before the Great Pyramid had been built, according to, suggesting that North America was home to an advanced culture that may have even predated the ancient Egyptians. Whoever these people were, they were thought to have thrived for thousands of years, engaging in trade and fishing, as well as undertaking spiritual journeys across the region. Overall, the findings represent a major shift in what we know of North America's history, rewriting the book on who might have been here long before the settlers from Europe arrived. These people were also highly skilled, as evidenced by the boats themselves, which require some advanced techniques to shape and build. Archaeology is kind of like putting together pieces of a puzzle, and the more pieces you can find, the better you can start to form a picture of what's going on and why. During a period of history, said maritime archaeologist Tamara Thompson. We can't go back in time to get the answers for our questions, but we can examine the available data alongside knowledge from the First Nations and cultural history to form theories to answer our questions. Well, let's have a look at this and see what we find.
Wisconsin Historical Society researchers announced today they've found more ancient canoes burrowed under the lake. Researchers have identified at least 10 canoes, including those two previously found in 2021 and 22. This is Lake Mendota, by the way. They believe the canoes were intentionally hidden in the water to prevent them from freezing or warping in the winter. Radiocarbon dating of the oldest canoe shows it's around 4,500 years old. That would mean it dates back to 2500 BC. Isn't that fascinating? It's a potential 11th canoe is waiting on wood fragment analysis to make the final confirmation.
There you go. I think that's fascinating. Really, really fascinating stuff. Very, very cool. All right. Well, maybe you didn't know that before today, so now you know. You're welcome. It's my aim to educate us all, including myself. I learn something every time we do the news, so it's a cornucopia of discovery. I don't even, maybe that's a little too romantic. I don't know. All right, but this has been a presentation of the Paranormal Portal News. Hopefully you feel like you've been newsed up. I newsed you up. I brought you up to speed. Rye from Codex of Curiosities is in the house. Very cool. Thank you, BJ. Hi, Sevilla. Good to see you. Thank you. She says, have a great show. I'm trying. Thank you for stopping in. You made it a little bit better. I appreciate it. But yeah, welcome, Codex of Curiosities. Very cool. I appreciate it. I just got an invite. Hello to my peeps from Karen Root. Hi, Karen Root. Welcome to our family. Hopefully you guys like it so much that you go, oh my God, I got to get subscribed. I can't miss another one of these. And you click that subscribe and ring the bell. But we do these live shows every Wednesday, Friday, Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern. So we'd love to have you come back and make this a part of your world. You just brought some love every episode, BJ. You're just wonderful. Thank you. BJ is definitely pushing it out there. Nice. Wow. I'm humbled and honored. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. I guess it's going to wrap up the news. Let's get back to the rest of the show. We got a lot more to get to, and I got to get Chucky a link. So hold on. Oops. There we go. Sorry, I'm just trying to get Chucky a link here quick. Get Chucky a link. Make him all official like here on the portal. Here on the portal. If you can make it, Chucky, if it's not working out for you, that's understandable. I understand. But if it can, great. You're welcome to join me, brother. This is something I love having you on here to do this because this is all you. There you are. There you are. Okay, here we go. There is a link. It's all you, brother. It's all you. Oh, you actually just sent me a message at the same time. All right, there we go. Chucky, you are welcome to join me if you can, when you can. And because it'll be just in time for the next segment of our show, which is one that we all know and love, I think. I know and love it. I hope you guys do too. Let me disable that and get us set up. And here we are. All right. So I'm going to introduce this next part, and hopefully Chuck will be along in a moment here. I just subbed. Karen Root said, oh, God bless you, Karen. Appreciate it. I really do. If you're new here, welcome. The text in blue is a link to the Discord. Lots of interesting threads and articles and more there. Also the question of the week. Yeah. And if you're brand new, what we're doing now is called the Question of the Week. This is a segment of the show that has been championed by our very own Chucky Danger, who is a brilliant friend and has been an amazing help to me. And he has his own podcast called The Danger Zone. So you got to check it out and support him. And if you get involved on the Discord, Chucky can steer you over to his Discord because he's got a Discord as well. So join his. All right. I'm going to bring him on here. I think. Here we go. Let me see. Mr. Chucky Danger, are you with me?
I certainly am.
You certainly am. Good to see you, brother. How you been?
I've been pretty busy.
Have you? Okay. Well, understandable. Yeah. It's good that you made time for us here tonight, brother. I'm just friends.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Yeah. All right. How's the weather up there?
Pretty crummy, actually.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, sorry.
It's been really wet. We've had sunshine like the past 2 days, and then today it just got muggy and gross and cold.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What do you mean muggy? What is that? Like heavy?
Like it's freezing fog.
Oh, yeah.
So
like ice storm kind of thing?
Yeah, it's just gross.
It's just gross. All right, I got you. Okay. Well, glad you can make it work tonight, man. I'm sorry I didn't even think to look. I was just, I don't know, I've been such
all good
self-focused the last few days. And well, you've worked with me for a while. You know how I work.
Sure.
I don't usually have much of a plan as it works out, but I'm glad you're here. So, Chucky, thank you first and foremost just for taking care of the question of the week. You've done a hell of a job. You've really been championing this for like what, 2 years now?
I can't even remember. Time means nothing.
That's true. This is the portal. But thank you for doing it. You're doing a great job. And ladies and gentlemen, just to give you a little background, the question of the week is where we ask you, well, actually, Chucky asked you some question dealing with, it might be ghosts, it might be cryptozoology, it might be UFO alien, it might be strange phenomena, or something to do with the paranormal supernatural Fortean umbrella. And we ask you to weigh in on it with your thoughts. Again, there's no wrong answers. Nobody knows what these things are for sure, but we just find it really fascinating to hear what you guys think. And I have to reiterate this every time, but I've really been blown away by this segment because you guys have come up with some incredible ideas that I never would have come up with. And it's been truly cool to have the group think on these topics. So that's what it is. And I'm going to show you guys on screen. This is our Discord server right here. And that's Chucky in my chat, it turns out. And here we go. Don't worry, nothing inappropriate. Chucky and I are very appropriate friends. This is the question of the week here. So when you go on Discord, if you're new to it, these are the threads of discussion you can check out. This is the Paranormal Portal Discord. So just go to the question of the week. You left click it. And then what the hell happened? Oh, that's the other thread that you started. I was like, wait, what? I was going to have some scrolling to do if that was the top. Here it is. Here's the question of the week. And you'll be able to recognize because it kind of gives this yellow border. And Chucky asks a question. And throughout the course of the week, you guys can respond to it. And then every Saturday, we read the answers. And so to get an idea of what you guys think. Since he is the architect himself, we're going to let him champion this one. You ready to go, brother?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, brother, take it away.
Okay, so this question of the week. In honor of the recently passed Eric von Daniken, the author of Chariots of the Gods, and a major supporter of the ancient alien hypothesis, what do you think about alien intervention in our ancient world history? Did aliens have anything to do with the building of ancient megalithic civilization?
Excellent. Yeah. Great question, man.
Kind of sad that he passed. I mean, he was a big motivation for critical thinking.
Yeah.
I think in Chariot of the Gods itself, there's something like 323 question marks. So it's not like he was saying this stuff is definitive. He just wanted to get people to ask questions about ancient history. Yeah,
very cool. Very cool. And very good question, by the way. I probably never would have thought of this one. So, yeah, take it away, brother.
The Batman comes in first and says, 1, I didn't know he died. Yeah. And 2, I can either write 5 pages or simply say, yes, I am damn sure that they have been involved, to the point where I'm a bit concerned that according to some galactic law, we may find out that we are considered someone else's property as they developed us.
Oh, that's a real sobering thought, isn't it? Jesus. Wow.
I mean, some of the ancient temples come down to translations that loosely mean something along the lines of a genetics lab.
Yeah. Yep. The old Enki and Enlil story. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's just one of them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a whole pantheon of them. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And a lot of that, ladies and gentlemen, comes from the Sumerian cuneiform, which is, well, Sumeria is, I think, the oldest known civilization. Maybe not quite as old as Göbekli Tepe, but it's right in the ballpark there. So these guys, this is the story. And they had knowledge of like star systems that they couldn't know without telescopes and stuff. So it was crazy kind of advanced knowledge they had.
Yeah, absolutely. My next episode actually has a lot to do with the Epic of Gilgamesh.
Oh, nice.
And some Sumerian knowledge that goes way, way back.
Ooh.
But it's not what you think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So there's a little teaser.
Fair play, sir. Fair play.
Eric the Wandering Purple Hobbit comes in next and says, no, no, they didn't.
Fair enough.
So obviously not a believer that the ancient aliens had anything to do with it, which is totally fair.
Yep.
Annie comes in next. I think that the supposition that whatever we've called gods in the past are aliens is a conclusion from the space age. The Fae, Jinn, angels, greys, etc. could be something else entirely, such as from another dimension. We simply don't understand enough to know. Assuming aliens from spacecraft is an idea from the age of the rocket ship. I don't know if these creatures have intervened in human history, though there's plenty of stories about that. I do think we're in a simulation, and that's a whole level of interference right there.
Mm.
Things may happen because we're NPCs in a larger game. As for building large structures out of stone, no. People 4,000 years ago were as smart as they are now. All you need is writing, geometry, which hasn't changed since at least the Greeks, and a large workforce to get things done. Egypt in its early dynasties had a workforce of about 800,000 sitting from June to September. That's enough to get a lot done with good organization. The Egyptians were good organizers. They cannot have been the only ones.
Mm. Interesting points. Yeah. That is kind of interesting how it's like we're in the space age, and so suddenly aliens and all of these ideas kind of came as we're in the space age. So fair enough.
Well, there is older accounts, which was detailed in the Ancient Aliens show,
Oh, right.
such as the wood relief carving from Nuremberg, Germany, in the church there.
Oh, okay.
Showing the space battle between two different looking factions. There was like triangles fighting orbs.
Oh, that's interesting because in India, of course, the stories of the Vimanas and stuff also as well, which is very, very old. So.
And here in North America, there was the flying silver canoes.
Oh, okay. I'm very familiar with that. It sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't remember any of the specifics of it if I did know it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of these stories are pretty vague in description, and if you don't understand what you're reading, you might miss it.
Yeah, exactly. That makes sense. Very cool. Okay.
Maggie comes in next. Whether it is aliens, as we have a common understanding of or not, I don't know. Perhaps, however, some of the things achieved was possibly using technology that is so advanced or evolved, it may as well have come from aliens.
Uh-huh.
Perhaps in a similar way to why some people speak of Nikola Tesla being an alien, or at the very least, that he was tapped into and aligned firmly with something else or another way to exist on this planet and utilizing the energy around us. Would love to go into a time machine and find out how everything was built and for what purpose.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be something just to suddenly have access to all these answers?
Oh, I would love that so much. It drives me insane not to know.
I know. Truly. Yep.
When I get curious about something, I really want to know.
Yeah, me too.
There is some breaking research going into the pyramids that may finally solve that mystery.
Oh.
It is really promising looking that the pyramids might have been chemical plants, like really sophisticated ones.
Oh, wow.
And that is why Egypt was called the land of chem.
Huh.
The origin of chemistry. It was all about making chemicals for metallurgy.
Really? Oh, wow. Does that also take into account the structures underground, or do you
Yes,
know? Okay.
actually.
Wow.
Which he says are not what we think.
Okay. Okay.
This guy purports that what we saw in the Italian scans
Yeah.
are not man-made structures, but they're hydrothermal vents from an ancient seabed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though. Wow.
I mean, yeah, even still, that is using nature's engineering on top of man's engineering to make something happen.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You got to admit.
Mm-hmm. Jose Sanchez comes in next and says, yes, I think that they've always had something to do with it, especially the Egyptian ruins, pyramids, statues, and maybe even the bizarre architecture anomalies categorized on Mars.
Okay.
Well, certainly if there's any structure on Mars, it would have to be something alien.
Yeah. Right. No, I think I really do kind of subscribe to the idea that Mars was a viable planet for a long, long time, and then something went wrong. I think there seems to be enough information and material to suggest that they're finding things that look like statues. They're like foundations, absolutely square foundations.
Big buildings, too.
Yeah, huge buildings.
Big buildings.
Right. So it seems that something was there. I've always wondered if that's not where we came from, honestly. Like,
I mean, it could be possible.
yeah, like maybe we jumped on some kind of boats and shot across to the closest option,
I mean, if you hold stock in remote viewing, what Joe McMoneagle saw points in that direction.
Yeah. Yeah, that was freaky. Really
and then
wild.
if you take into account the planet's name and its association with the Greek gods, Mars is the god of war.
Yeah.
And if there was an ancient war take place on Mars, that is why maybe it's a dead planet. And indications point to possibly a nuclear explosion happening on the surface there.
Yeah. Probably several, but yeah.
Yep.
Or one really, really, really big one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. La Bamba.
All right. Fair enough.
I meant the largest atomic explosion on Earth.
I know. I just had to sing it though. You just hit me in a creative part there.
Rachel comes in next.
Did you get Jose?
Yep, that's what I just read.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I don't.
Yep, all good.
I had a time slip there. Sorry about that. Anyway, it's all the ibuprofen, I guess. It hit me weird.
Rachel says, it's an interesting question. We want to believe aliens were benevolent and encouraged humanity or directly helped us. I don't know if they did. I've seen archaeologists say that human willpower and ingenuity created the ways that things were built, and that saying it was aliens dismisses all the skills of ancient civilizations. It could be all us or aliens. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's saying that the early peoples weren't incredibly creative and did phenomenal things of their own accord, but it's just hard to reconcile carving huge granite obelisks and stuff out of brass or bronze tools. It's like, how? And I know there's the old rope with the abrasions on it and stuff, but
yeah,
to get that
I
sophistication,
really start having problems once we start getting into the Hindu ruins, where you have like entire temple built out of one solid stone, built from the top down,
right?
And it's the most intricate building you've ever seen.
Yeah, those are in Cambodia as well, and
yes,
and yeah, it's crazy. It's like one rock, but it's
team.
It says team.
Well,
the ghost box says team. Maybe it takes teamwork to do that, is what it's suggesting. I don't know.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
There's no I in team, that's for sure. Fair enough.
The power of friendship.
Do it again. Say it again, Chucky.
The power of friendship.
Okay. That's better. That felt
Excellent. Better. That did feel better.
Yeah. I feel like I'm glowing now.
Um, BJ comes in next and says, I think that it is very, very possible that this is the case. Even one of the ancient carvings I've seen has what looks like a spaceman in a ship,
Hmm.
and many other carvings as well.
Yeah.
And as far as the building of the pyramids around the world, at the time these structures were built, there's no way our civilization would have that knowledge to build them without outside intervention. And that intervention had to come from somewhere. And I believe that a more advanced species, such as aliens, is where that knowledge most likely came from.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go over to Mexico and look at the Aztec astronaut, and that carving
Yeah.
seemingly shows someone in a rocket.
Yeah. 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 How did they just dream that up? Was that like some remote viewing of their own? I don't know, but that's if it wasn't exactly observed, it was at least perceived somehow.
I mean, it very well could be a remote viewing, because if we can look forward and back, then why
Yeah.
can't they look forward into our time?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Perhaps it was more spiritual and vision quest kind of stuff, but that's pretty cool. DMT's been around for a long time. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's natural in your body.
Yeah, that's true. I think I
Yep.
have. I think I have too much sometimes.
Bit of a dreamer.
Yeah, apparently. Apparently. I think my second grade school teacher said I was the only kid she ever knew in her whole career that could stare at a pencil eraser for 2 hours. And while I was in a whole different worlds in my imagination. So, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I was not a good student. No.
Whole other level of ADHD.
Yep, definitely.
Barbara comes in next and says, I believe that given the ancient and classical artwork that has been studied and analyzed, that they had a lot to do with human development.
Yeah.
There is a lot of Renaissance art that shows UFOs.
Sure, sure. And then you look at Göbekli Tepe and the absolute machined quality of the granite there and stoneworks that you can't even slide a piece of paper in between these stones, and they look like they melted them. And I mean, there's so much going on that just
Oh, down in Peru, yeah.
yeah. In Peru, they got some crazy stoneworks going on down there, and those couldn't be reproduced even today.
Well, even the Montana Sage Wall is built the same way.
Is it? I don't know that much about it, even though it's right next door to me. Yeah.
It's on private property, so it's
Yeah.
really hard to get access, but there is YouTube videos of tours of it.
Yeah. Look that
So-
up, ladies and gentlemen, the Montana State Sage Wall that Chucky was just talking about. Looks like a megalithic stone wall. Some people are trying
Mhm.
to, the skeptics are trying to debunk it as just glaciation and how it just left a pile of perfectly stacked huge blocks.
Well, it even has those protruding stone jut-outs that the Peruvian stone walls have.
Oh, does it? Okay.
It does, yeah.
I'm going to have to look
And
into that.
it's not just the Montana Sage Wall. If you go across the border into Canada, in between Alberta and Saskatchewan, on the Saskatchewan side, there is the Saskatchewan Mystery Stones.
Oh,
and
okay.
They are stones that once formed a wall that looked very similar, but right now they're all fallen over and dilapidated. They actually fell apart, but they're all
Oh.
built the same way.
Interesting. When I was in
Also on
Montana,
private property.
when I was in Montana investigating a ghost town called Coloma,
Mhm.
there's what look like dolmens, like almost like a Stonehenge formation of these standing stones and what looks like an altar in the middle of them. And
that's cool.
we got some weird hits with K2s and radioactivity as suggesting perhaps portal activity, getting gamma bursts up there on this one rock that was the altar stone. So pretty crazy.
There's a Stonehenge in the bottom of Lake Superior.
Yes, there is. Yep.
Yep.
I did hear about that. Yeah, some crazy stuff. So it seems to me that there's definitely a large segment of history we just don't know anything about. But it doesn't. I'm a big believer that this world gets rebooted kind of regularly and has been rebooted regularly, And maybe
that's how you get the ooh parts.
yeah, exactly. Like there was advanced civilizations that existed, whether they were people or some version of people. Of course, in the mud flood, the floods, the cataclysms, ice ages. There just seems to be these periods of reboot, and then people kind of go back to the basics and have to build up again. And maybe some of this is just the fragments of those old civilizations, and we found them. And maybe some of the people that survived went back to these areas and just kind of created their indigenous bands around the places they knew. But yeah, I don't know. Pretty crazy, whatever it is.
And perhaps some of the survivors are the aliens that are driving the UFOs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then, of course, you look into the inner Earth idea, whether it's cavernous or hollow, and there's been speculation from native cultures all over the place that the people came from in the Earth. I think it's the Hopis that had the legend of the Ant People, and the Ant People came up and rescued them from the flood and brought them into the Earth and showed them how to survive. And interestingly enough, the name that they had for the Ant People was Anunnaki.
Yep. Or the Anu.
Yeah, the Anunnaki. Yep. So very, very cool stuff. There's a lot of things going on that we don't know. Great conversation, Brent and Chucky, Barbara says. Thank you, Barbara. Yeah, I think it's very fascinating. I am more intrigued by the Peruvian stuff and Amazon, Justin Gooder says. Yeah, over on Rumble. Yeah, there's a lot.
Stuff in the Amazon that's nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, we've completely underestimated the size of the population of the ancient world.
Yes.
Because that entire Amazon jungle was once completely civilized. There was millions and millions of people there. Absolutely incredible when you start doing the LiDAR scans of the jungle and you start seeing these cities just appear.
Yes, that's fantastic. I'm just laughing at Josie's super chat. Josie, there's only one you. There's only one you. I've never had another Josie in my chat. I'll tell you that. Thank you for the super chat. I'll watch out for the waves. I'll be careful for the waves of hot farts. Thank you so much. unless they're self-induced, and I can't do anything about it. I just got to.
Oh, that's just a Pharaoh's doom then. And in that case, I'm very glad we're doing this by Zoom.
So far, I'm good. I'm not being gassy or anything. I got a dumb story. I don't think I'm going to share it though. I just did an interview on another show, and we were kind of wrapped up and just talking after the interview, and I was just bubbling. So I did a lean and thought I was going to pull out a whisper of death. It wasn't a whisper.
It looked more like a scream.
The guy's face kind of contorted, like. It didn't work out well. It was not a whisper.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I was a little embarrassed, but I pretended nothing happened and didn't acknowledge it. I'm an idiot. What can
incredible.
I say? Yeah, there it is. It happens. We all have that issue. What can you do? And the good thing was he didn't have to deal with the ramifications of it. I did. So anyway, this has been the question of the week. Thank you to everybody that participated. And Josie, yes. Josie runs on fart power. Yes, she does. She's fixated with those things for some reason. All right.
Methane power.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're missing some power. Absolutely. This has been the question of the week. Please get involved in the Discord if you want. If you don't mind, it's absolutely free, and we'd love your participation on these threads too. Again, we read these every Saturday night. So, no, I didn't break his eardrums. It wasn't that loud. It was just not silent, which is what I was going for. I get these mics that pick up everything. I thought I was just going to get a... That is not what I had. That is not what happened. Yeah, there it is. So, anyway, Discord question of the week. You know what I didn't do, Chucky?
What's that?
I never did this part. I never did this part, Chucky, which, makes me feel kind of sad. Makes me a little sad.
Whoops.
Oopsie daisy. All right, there we go. That was the Discord question of the week. We're already into the second hour. Can you believe it? Yeah.
Time goes fast.
Brent, can you give us a heads up when you do other shows, please? And thank you. Yeah, I try to post them on my Facebook. I may not mention them here on the live shows just because I kind of get tunnel vision and don't think of that. But and honestly, if it's not for my calendar, I wouldn't even remember. But my calendar dings at me every morning and tells me what's going on that day that's scheduled. And so I post on social media when I'm going to appear on other shows. But that wouldn't have been live anyway, just for the record. That was after we were done broadcasting. Thank God. But I'm sure his opinion of me, he was over in the UK, I'm sure his opinion of me was not very elevated. So, yeah. Anyway, maybe he just thought it was my chair squeaking. I don't know. I'm hoping as I'm giving myself away live here on the show. Now we're going to get to another segment that has nothing to do with my guests and issues during interviews. And this is a segment that's pretty new to the show, or at least newer in terms of the segments of the show. And this is called, What the Hell Is That? You like this segment, Chucky?
One of my favorites.
One of his favorites, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for...
What the hell is that?
Indeed, we're all asking that question every day. That guy was probably asking that question too. What the hell is that? Just
like, damn, do you hear those bullfrogs tonight?
I just exercised a demon. I can smell his sulfury breath. That's just wrong. On so many levels, that's wrong.
Boy.
But yes, I'm an idiot with a microphone. You get all the highbrow humor that we can produce here on the portal. So I'm looking for my browser window. Here we go. All right, here it is. I got to resize this. I got 4 things for you guys to check out tonight. What the hell is that? Is a segment where we review essentially some paranormal evidence, maybe, and check it out. And then I ask you to vote. Do you think what you saw was paranormal? And if so, you vote in the chat. Like if you believe it was real, like what you're watching could very well be real, give it a 1. If you think what you're watching could not be real at all, give it a 0. And if you're somewhere in the middle, give us a decimal point. Like if you're halfway there, 0.5. If you're
Animal.
Yeah, okay. Very random. Animal. Did you see it the other night, Chucky? I'm working on putting together a short. The Ghost Box. The Ghost Box was on last Friday. Not last night, Friday, but a week before that. We're doing the What the Hell Is That segments. And we reviewed this picture, a ghost picture. And I said to the chat at the end of looking at it and talking about it, I said, so let me know in chat, what do you think? Give me a 1 if you think it's real. Give me a 0 if you think it's not real. On cue, the Ghost Box, 0.
Whoa.
On cue. My hand to God, it was the coolest thing ever. I was just like, oh my God, that's so cool. So, I don't know. I'm hoping it'll start voting more often.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's on last week's show. I'm putting together a short. I got the segment downloaded. I just got to frame it up now with some production value and put it out there. But it was just very cool. Just one of those, oh my God. I don't know if anybody outside of the show will really understand it, so I'm going to have to figure out how to explain it in a way, and quickly on the show or on the short.
Yeah, sure.
So that they understand that, wow, this is really cool. I mean, it went boom, right on cue with an appropriate answer. And the ghost. Maybe
if this person is interacting with us intelligently, maybe eventually they will give us a name.
They have. Oh my God, Chucky, you've not seen this? Okay. I got to go to my Instagram here, folks. I'm going to bring Chucky. I'm going to bring you up to speed, brother. I'm going to bring you up to speed because we're going to my Instagram now for, I guess, a surprise part of what the hell is that. I got 2 videos for you.
Well, I mean, this very well could be a what the hell is that.
Well, it is. It is a what the hell is that for sure. I just got to find it now. Here's one. But the first one was before that. Was it this one? I got to kind of look, I think. No, I don't think it was that one. Was it this one? Oh, I got to find. I got 2 of them to find. That's too far. That might be it here. Maybe it is. No, that's this one. Oh yeah. Okay, I got him. All right, here we go. Chucky. Just because you've not seen this, and many of you new people probably haven't seen this either. This is on my Instagram. If you're on Instagram, please follow me. I'm trying to get these other social medias built up a little bit. And I think this is one of them is right anyway. One of them is right. One of them's not. No, one of them is not right. Damn it. I got to find it though. Let me just see if I can. I'm sorry. I'm doing this on the fly. I try to never do this. I try to never do this on the live shows because it just gets to be a mess. But I know it's here somewhere. Is it this one? Yeah. No, that's not it. That's the Irish Bigfoot. Damn it, where is it? I just looked at it the other day. Oh yeah, here it is. All right, here it is. Let me put it on screen. I gotta get my other software up. I found the first one. This one's good. Here it is from June 3rd, 2023, right here in the studio. And I was doing segments. I'm gonna have to make this a little smaller. I was doing segments, just trying to showcase the equipment that I use in paranormal investigating, and started to get some really cool responses. And you're about to see that now. So here we go. Here's the first one. This is from my Instagram, Paranormal Portal Radio. So please follow me on Instagram. I'd appreciate it. But here we go. We're going to get into some ITC stuff tonight. Are there any spirits here that wish to communicate with us?
Yeah, I do.
Holy God, did that sound like, yeah, I do? Now, the magic of that moment was this. I only use a database of partial words. It has no full words in it, but the idea is that the spirits can use what's called stochastic resonance and recreate sounds based on available sounds that are out there. That's what happens with white noise and getting, responses through white noise, is that the spirits can somehow manipulate that using what's called stochastic resonance. So it came out with 3 words. Yeah, I do. When it should be only parts of words like syllables, like and it came out with 3 solid words, but it continues. That sounded like, yeah, I do. Right? Oh, that was epic. That was an incredible entry into all this. Do you have a name? You heard yes, Ivan. That was a yes, too. If you are here, you can also make those little balls on that table light up. That would be great. That would help us to authenticate your presence here. Are you stuck?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Wow. Creepy. I heard yes, sir. And I think he demonstrated it on the show. Oh, there you go, folks. The ball's lit. It's going off. Very cool. Thank you, guys. That's wonderful. I appreciate you making that blink. That's outstanding. Thank you so much. I've been waiting to see that go off all night. There it goes again. Very cool. That's wonderful. That's the first time tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That's wonderful. Okay. So that's the first one. And that again was there.
That was really cool. So Ivan.
Well, maybe Ivan, but listen to this one. This one definitely gives a name. And this was the one that I was thinking of queuing up right away, but I wanted to show you the very first one. So on another show,
watching over your shoulder, checking out the cat ball behind you, seeing if it would go off from the video asking.
I think that one's dead, actually. I don't think it's got juice anymore. They don't last long, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right, here's the second one, and I want you guys to see this. We'd still like to know what name to call you. Peter? Did I hear Peter? Yeah.
Whoa.
Peter, where are you?
Up.
It's right there, folks. Well, thank you, Peter. Appreciate that. I've just got chills like crazy. It's awesome. This is incredible. Peter, are you always here, or did you just... Yes, you are. Okay. You're always here. Well, that's wonderful. It's nice. It's nice to have a name to call you. We'd still like to know what name to call you. And it just came through Peter. I was like, wow. So
That's really interesting.
Right?
So Peter's starting to
Judge.
vote now.
Oh, no, it said judge.
Ooh.
Ghostbox said judge. Yeah, I'm judging this as effective communication. Now, the reason I like this is because it's interacting with 3 different tools. You know, in this last video, 2 tools on the first one. I didn't have the flashlight out on the first one, so that wasn't an option. But there's 3 different devices that are being interacted with in real time, which seem to correlate, you know, a solid connection for me. If it's just one device, might be something, it might not. But when you get correlating hits on other things that are anomalous, then I think it's so much more powerful. So Brent, sounds like it was saying sup, as in slang for what's up. Yeah, maybe that could be BJ. Yeah, but I think I got fans from the other side too. Hoggle says, yeah, they show up here.
If you're putting a 1 or a 0 in chat for what the hell is that, technically that would be judging.
Oh, right. Did anybody answer? I didn't see.
No.
Oh,
But,
okay. One Ben
Peter
from
might
Ox.
have.
Yeah, Peter. Oh, you want? Yeah, Peter wants it judged, I guess, is maybe what we're saying here. All right, so let's see it in chat. What do you guys think? Was that potentially communication with a ghost? And don't worry about my feelings. If you're not into this, that's fine. You just answer with what you think. BJ's all in. Lots of ones. Okay, Hoggle's all in. Josie's all in. Stony Jackson's all in. Okay, I got a little response pause. Oh, they're coming again. Karen Root 1. Karen Alberting 1. Amanda's Crazy Life Channel 1. 1.1 from Ben from Oz. Wizard Moon 1. Yeshua 1. Hooking Good Creations by Tina 1. 0.9 from Sharon Sunshine. John Temperance. Sure, why not? 420 Man from the West 1. Okay, very good. Rachel says 1. Okay. Over on Rumble, I've got Barbara Mora and Justin Goodearth both saying 1. What do we got? 421, Rachel 1. 1, A Spirit from Annie Manu. Yeah. 007 from ding, 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 ding. Susie Wright gives us a 1. Why don't you ever ask about lottery numbers? Yeah. Believe me, I wish that was a thing. I wish it was. I love ghost stuff. You're using some of the same ghost tools that I have. Yeah. I mean, they get spendy, but I'd have a lot more if I could. But maybe someday. But I got a decent sampling. I got the Yes No pyramid thing that I really love. I had some great interactions with that I've recorded at locations. So yeah, I think it was good. So there you go. Peter is the only name for sure. But what was the other one you said? Ivan? Did you say Ivan?
Yeah, Peter and Ivan.
Yeah, so it's possible that it's more than one. Obviously, when the ghost radar goes off, it shows usually a lot of dots or several. 2 or 3 are pretty consistent. Sometimes just 1. So it could be more than 1. Could be. I know that by virtue, and this is consistent for show hosts I've talked to across the platforms, but I always ask, do you notice that as you're doing these shows that more stuff happens around you? They're like, oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it just seems to be.
Yeah. Especially when you talk about the Fae.
Yeah. I hadn't really considered that. I don't do a lot of Fae shows, but it's not because I don't love and I'm not interested in it. It's just hard to find, real good material to go through that's not, really ancient and been done to death. So.
Yeah, the best I ever had for an EVP, I was doing a show about the Fae, and I was talking about the stories of the Fae in Canada, and we were doing a video podcast, so everybody that was in the podcast was on screen, and I think I was currently talking at the time, and I said something funny, and everyone else was kind of laughing, and then you hear this like really cartoony and childish like laugh in the background. Like something else was pitching in and laughing too.
Oh, that's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, it was really nifty.
Oh, Josie says, after my adopted dad passed away, I heard him call my name when I got home. Oh, that's sweet. I hope it was a good experience, not creepy, but it sounds like it'd be sweet. I heard Ivan as well, BJ Lapierre says. And T-Bone says, Ivan said many times. Okay. Yeah, that's great. Good ears, guys. That's why I love sharing these things because, I'll hear some things, but you guys have amazing ears, and the more people listening, the more feedback we can get. So that's very cool. Yep. Did you drink? What? Oh, okay. I don't know what Justin Gooder. I almost read your comment, Justin. I think elves are actually Nordics. Yeah, maybe, Ramon. Could be. A lot. There's the thing with elves that makes it tricky though is there's like Keebler elves, these little diminutive things, or there's these huge, 5, 6, 7 foot tall things called elves. So
yeah,
it depends.
The Norse elves were huge.
Yeah, and then others consider elves are more like the Fae and brownies and stuff. Yeah, it's like, oh, I don't know. I like the ones that make the cookies.
Sure.
You're the best. I love those little guys. All right, so very cool. That was my submission for my personal submission for what the hell is that? And just since it came up, thought it'd be fun to look
that was
at.
a great submission.
Thank you very much. All right, we're going to go to another one now. This is from the haunted side. We've been checking out a few of his commentaries on other videos that he's responding to. I like this guy. I've watched his investigation videos for years, and they do a really good job. They've been on some incredible locations. It's hard to tell whenever you're watching an investigation, especially that's been filmed or recorded, because there's a lot we can't see. And you never quite know if they're all in on being, integrity and such. But I don't know. I just get a good vibe from these guys. So check out the Haunted Side on YouTube. They're also on Facebook as well. So this is the video. I don't even remember what this one was. I've had it for a long time. But let's check this one out. Here we go.
He was recording a video for his kids when this happened. No. A man was recording a video of the moon to show his kids when he...
So he's driving like a bulldozer, and he's recording a video of himself driving the bulldozer to send to his kids, because they, kids love big machines and stuff, and it's really cool to see maybe their dad driving one. And so he's filming this for his kids, and this is what happens.
Ran over something.
The moon? What the hell? No.
But when he looks behind him, he doesn't see anything until he checks the rearview camera. Whoever he hit was now standing in the middle of the road. He looks back a third time and sees this. A figure can be seen approaching his vehicle quickly, and that's when he books it. He was recording a video for his kid.
Get the hell out of there.
Yeah, no doubt. So there it is.
That gave me heebie-jeebies.
Isn't that creepy?
That is so creepy.
Oh, I couldn't imagine a worse situation than you're filming something for your kids and then you run over somebody. It's like, well, I used to be employed. God, what a horrible feeling that must have been. And could it be faked? Yeah, it could be. But he does have the backup camera there. A lot of panning around, a lot of panicky sounds. Then to see something laying there, then something standing. And
then moving quickly towards.
Yeah, and then moving quickly towards. It's like, oh yeah, get the hell out of there. So what do you guys think?
That looks like the Flannel Man.
Yeah, well, not a big fan of that name, but yeah. I just think spirits appear how they want. Maybe I know a lot of guys that love wearing flannel.
Sure. I do. I'm Canadian.
Yeah. Well, that's true. It's kind of, I think it's part of your citizen check, isn't it? You got to be wearing flannel.
Absolutely.
So anyway, what do you think? Okay. 0.8. What do we got? Hoggles 0.5, Karen Elberdings 1, Karen Root 1. Karens are all in on this. Got 2 of them, and they're voting yes. T-Bone gives it a 1. Man from the West, what the hell? He ran over Wolverine. Good point, Rachel. Maybe that's what's going on. Sharon Sunshine, 0.8. Ramon, 0.8. Josie's all in on this one. What is the flannel man? Flannel man's just an apparition that's observed. When people see apparitions observed wearing flannel, they've coined a new phrase, like it's a different kind of entity. They call it the flannel man. I'm not convinced.
Well, it's like the Hat Man.
Well, sure. Yeah. And I'm not convinced the Hat Man is a unique thing either, but it could be. Anyway, one, if you run over a ghost, though, it would be solid enough to bounce you around. I believe it, but that's solid. Yeah. It's a good point. Good point. Wizard Moon 1, Yeshua's all in. Stony Jackson's halfway there. Ben Vermaz is 0.8. He's most of the way there, as is the Batman. And 0.75 for Adventures with Beth. Okay. Yeah. And what do we got? Dog Digger, Justin Goodearth gives it a 1. Dog Digger gives it a 0.5. Barbara Moore is all in with a 1. Ran over something strange. Yeah. I think it could be. I'm
surprised it gave it such substance to like make a bulldozer bounce. Like
yeah,
that.
that's. I mean, you could run over a car.
I mean, even me being a fleshy bit, I don't think I'd make much of a bounce.
Be more like a tube of toothpaste. Is that what it is? Like.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm not going to be causing much bounces either. I'd be the toothpaste for sure. That's crazy though, but pretty good video. There we go. That's the second one, but I've got more. Here's one from Facebook and chat. Thank you, Facebook, for bringing up my chats as well. In the Shadow of Bigfoot. This is Matt Knapp over on Bigfoot Crossroads podcast. Check it out. Check out his Matt's show. He's a great guy. He does an incredible show, and should support him as well. Here it is, In the Shadow of Bigfoot from 1977. What do you think? I'm just going to show it. I'm not going to give you any pre-commentary on this. What does it say? Let's get more. This is Tom Biscardi joins force with Ivan Marks for the ultimate Bigfoot documentary. Okay. All right. You be the judge. Here it goes. Probably not going to have any monetization on this video.
Came upon a spot where Bigfoot had eaten from small plants. He was obviously nearby. The only thing to do now was to build an igloo out of the snow and wait. The igloo would not only protect Ivan from the cold, but would cover up his human scent. By building the igloo with
that orange hat's probably not going to cover up his scent, though. Anyway.
Hole in the roof and covering it with twigs, Ivan could operate his camera from inside. Ivan waited for hours. Suddenly, he heard a rustling in the snow. His blood ran cold as he pressed the release button of his camera.
I gotta turn that down. That's annoying as hell.
The creature, curious by the sight of the igloo, began to circle around it. Frightened, Ivan felt an icy chill run down his spine until he remembered Judy Ramirez. The creature had circled her house in almost the same manner as he was doing now, and he obviously had meant no harm to her. After a few minutes, Bigfoot disappeared into the forest. Cautiously, Ivan began following the creature's tracks until he could hear crunching in the snow ahead of him. Leaving any fear of the animal behind, Ivan charged to within a few feet of the creature and with his miniature camera recorded this astounding footage.
What the hell is that? I gotta go back a little bit here. I gotta go forward a little bit. One inside, one outside. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like Ivan's got something to say about Ivan.
Yeah, there's some shenanigans going on here. I'm trying to cue it up in a way that we can really see. I was just like, what the hell? It looks like negative 100 from Adventures with Beth. Looks like we're pretty consistently on the 0 meter here. I even hate to watch more of it just because I feel like I'm losing IQ. Look at this. Look at these ears. This is what I'm looking at, like seeing these ears on both sides. There's a profile shot where it's like its head was really wrong. The stride was all wrong. Did you see it when it was stepping through the deep snow?
It was Bigfoot obviously skipped leg day too.
Watch the feet. Watch the way it walks here, because this says everything. And I'll demonstrate the difference between the stride that's regularly observed versus this stride. But watch this. That's just not a Patty stride there. And the snow is not so deep, that it has, but he kind of picks his feet straight up and then kicks the leg back and then steps forward. It's not consistent with the smooth, gliding motion that's always reported in these things. When people see them move, they talk about how it didn't move like anything they ever saw before. It was graceful, almost looked like they're floating, because their stride is so perfectly adapted to walking through rough terrain, stepping over things. It's not a stride that's been adapted to carpeting and mowed lawns and sidewalks and stuff like ours is. Our stride is adapted to living in our world of comforts. But when you look at the Patty stride, her stride is like she's got this forward lean, and then the leg comes up at about a 90-degree angle and then comes forward and steps. And it's just repeated over and over with that really incredible bend, but it's a bend right at the knee. It's not, I don't know. It's just such a unique thing. So I think everybody is all in on this being absolutely crap. I am too.
Give me an empty paper towel roll and record the sounds I make when I'm trying to take off a wet sock, and you're going to get the same audio as this video.
Skipping ab day, are you? It's just, it's good to review because this is the other side of it. And obviously this is a very skinny guy. He might be very tall, but he's a very skinny guy in a bad suit. And he's shaking every tree he can, to try to make it look ominous and stuff. And that's not consistent either. They'll peek from around trees and stuff, but they're not hitting every branch, knocking over snow wherever they go. If they're at that point, they'd be like pulling branches off and ripping up trees and stuff. If they're at the point where they're...
exactly. And that's when you don't want to be filming.
Yeah, that's when you want to be getting really, really removed from that situation. Because they're amping up. They do this hyping up thing where they just kind of rock and grunt and they're just building up this head of steam, and that's when the charge will come, or the false charge maybe, but they're gonna come pretty quick, and so you definitely don't want to push your luck. Very crazy. But yeah, okay, we're all on the same page there. Let's go to the next one. This one is Kisa Tampa Bata. I don't know. That sounds very, very Asian, maybe, or Hindu or something. But or I don't know if it's Hindu, but Indian. Dots, not feathers, for the record. But yeah, see what you think here. Here we go. There you go. What do you guys think? What are you looking at? Is this all examples of real captured anomalies, or is this more likely some pretty craftily and uncraftily generated AI? What are you thinking? Let's see what you guys. 420 says certified AI. Oh my God, I love cats. Yeah, I've yet to have one of my cats react like that. Never, ever have they been real. Maybe I've had anything really negative here. I don't know. But all AI, says Spiraling. I'm kind of with you, buddy. I'm a lot with you, actually. Karen Alberding, all in. She's believing some of this, or at least most of it. Okay, fair enough.
I mean, that cat on the crib's got incredible balance. And
yeah, I was thinking with that posture, it should be falling into the crib. But it was
very tight abs.
It's got those anchored claws into that railing. That's what it is. Sounds aren't like the ones we've heard at all. Oh, that was from the other video. Real Ramon says, okay, fair enough. Ramon's all in on this one. Curse AI. Yeshua says, AI, says Patty. Mostly AI, but cats are weird too. True. Stony says, nope. Wizard Moon, no, 0. Depends, like there was 5 videos. Fair enough. I didn't give you that, but they had a whole collection there. I just think that the propensity of AI to develop these kind of videos, very convincing videos, most of them are really pretty well done, honestly, and believable, except for the fact that, I don't know, it's just like everything is just framed just perfectly. I don't know. It's too convenient.
It's not a matter of it looking fake. It's a matter of mannerism at this point.
Yeah, I think the fact that she kind of wakes up and starts screaming after the fact, the cat has already ran, and she's like, this one I think is probably fake, obviously. This is almost like there was a movie where there's little guys like this, and the kid had like an eyeball in his hand, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's almost like modeled after that. This one's kind of creepy. I don't know what that is, but that dog is just like all in, clamped on. But I don't know. I'm thinking these are all AI personally, but they could be real. I'm not saying none of them could be real. Yeshua 0, I believe the animals is their real animal reactions. Yeah, I've seen cats freak and do exactly those kind of things. But this one that was showing, that cat is way off balance. That should not be balancing.
That date and time that was on that video camera clip there was completely backwards.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, this one. Yeah, and that's not uncommon.
Size.
Sometimes people flip them just to fool the bots that check for copyrighted works. So they'll flip those just to confuse the algorithms. That's not uncommon. I mean, this one looks like it could be real, except the dog's looking here when that shadow person was in the doorway, so that was a little askew. This one, I don't know what happens to flip that cat off, but it's like she just got kung fu leg all of a sudden. Flap.
Well, it looks like Peter there said the size is off.
Oh, the size is off? For which one?
Well, that's what the Ghost Trader just said is size.
Oh, it did, didn't it? Oh, wow. I missed that. Size. Yeah. Yeah, like these things probably are much bigger than that. Yeah, it's very convincing. This one especially, I was like, oh God, I feel bad for whatever this thing is climbing. He's trying to get the hell out of there. And that dog's like, nope, not without your ass.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's kind of got the whole tail and down his throat.
Yeah, true. Yeah, very, very wild stuff. But anyway, I think probably AI personally, but what do we got over on Rumble? Justin Goodearth, nope. Barbara, nope. Dog Digger, CGI. Yeah, AI, CGI, sure. A few were interesting, but others were way overdone. Yeah, there are some pretty good ones. 0.75 from Annie Manuel. 0.25 from Annie Manuel. That's double vote. Okay. Fair enough. You can vote more than once if you change your mind. Just stepped in. Hello, David Barnes. Good to see you, brother. Let's see where we at. 0 for Susie Wright. Okay. Josie's giving it a 0. 0.00002 from David Barnes. 0.25 from Hoggle. Yeah. I'm not saying none of them could be real. Some of these could be. This is the one where she goes like instantly Jackie Chan. Whoop-ah! It's like, what happened there, lady?
Yeah.
Yeah, and her leg kind of disappears there, and now it's really long. It's like her feet are way down to the end of the bed suddenly. Did you notice that? Look at the length of her legs. She does.
Oh,
like,
yeah. She
look at now. This one shrinks up and
suddenly.
Maybe that's why she's screaming, because she just got racked. She got stretch
Mrs.
racked.
Gumby.
But her legs. Let me start at the beginning. Here we go. Cat's there's kung fu leg, and suddenly the cat's on her. Her leg goes up into her abdomen, I guess, and then suddenly is as long as the entire bed, which means she just went like she put on kiss boots there suddenly. There you go. Anyway, we've looked at this one enough. We got one more. Let's get to this one. This one is very little known about the picture. This is just a picture. It's eerie nonetheless. We have a picture of a nun being grabbed by a spirit. Can you see the arms outstretched and grabbing the nun? We think this is one hell of a spooky picture. This is from Ghosts of London on Facebook. Check out their page. They post a lot of these things. And there, of course, it looks like maybe a head and some wispy arms grabbing her arm, actually, unless that's the fold of her shirt. But yeah, this nun is getting accosted by some kind of spirit. So I got another chat up here and another one. There we go.
On a majestic elbow scarf in the wind.
So what do you guys think? This is just an image, so there's not much we can do with this except, rate it on what we can see. It's obviously a blurry picture, not the best photographic work, but do you think this is legit? All right, had a wrestling match with my dog, Ben says. Well, I hope you won. Is your dog okay? 0.5 from David Barnes, 0 from Karen Alberding. Not buying this one. Very long arm. Sure, and with spirits, that's not unusual. I don't think they're confined by the physicality that we are.
Well, they're not necessarily even human.
Right. Yeah, it could be anything. Adventures with Beth, 0.5. Hoggles, 0.5. 9 for Amanda's Crazy Life channel. And Sharon Sunshine, 0. Josie's halfway there. BJ Lapierre, halfway there. 0. It's her sash. Oh, that's interesting. Could this be blowing in the wind? Could there just be something blowing in the wind? That's an interesting take. I can't say it's not, but it's a great angle. Could be, Ben. Amanda's Crazy Life channel, 0. Karen Root, 0. 0.5 from Rachel. Dogs always win, T-Bone says. Wizard Moon, 0.5. 0.15 from Pixie. Not much invested in this one. T-Bone giving it a halfway. Yeah, we're good. I need a bather. Oh, and me. Yeah. Bathing your dog is usually a mutual thing. Stony Jackson giving it a halfway. Not good enough to judge. Fair enough, Ramon. On Saturday, we do arms.
Well, it might be pareidolia, but there looks to be like a very faint head in like the middle.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like this does approximate like the shape of a head. Like there's eyes, kind of a nose, and some kind of mouth, and then a chin line perhaps.
Faded.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing the same thing. And maybe a nun's habit here with some hair coming out. I don't know. But, I mean, it's certainly not amazing evidence, but it certainly could be the real thing. It's just, I wish something was in focus. Like, she's not in focus. The spirit's obviously not in focus because, you know, maybe it's not manifest enough. But even the background's not in focus. What the hell were they focusing on exactly?
Maybe it was Wendy.
Wendy? Oh, Windy.
But Wendy.
Fair enough. Could be Wendy. I thought, who's Wendy? When did she get here? All right. So what do we got over on Rumble? A few were interesting. Okay. Dog Digger, 0.25. Barbara Mora, 0.75. Too blurry. 0.5, kind of weird. Fair enough, guys. Justin Gooder says, very good. All right. And that is wrapping up. What the hell is that? It's a good run, wasn't it? Wasn't it a good one?
Absolutely.
I hope you guys enjoy this segment.
What the hell is that?
That's what we're all wondering. But I think we dug into it and came up with some good opinions here. Bad camera person, yeah, definitely, Josie, definitely. All right, we're literally at 8 minutes 52 seconds. I guess we could do a quick journey into the dark places where we will explore the cryptid corner. That's it, folks. It's time for the cryptid corner. And we're going to have time for maybe one story here. I don't know, maybe two short ones. Yeah, odd sounds from Virginia. Okay, yeah, we can do this one, and yeah, we can not do that one probably. That's a little long. We'll definitely do the first one. We'll see how we end up for time. If we can squeeze in one more, I'm betting we're probably not going to get to, but it's okay. Let's check this out, ladies and gentlemen, from... Oh, let me turn that off before I come back to it and have that happen again. Here we go. It's time for the Cryptid Corner, and we're going to go here to Sasquatch Chronicles, of course, the blog. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not checking out Sasquatch Chronicles blog, you're missing a big part of the Sasquatch Chronicles picture. This one is coming from January 15th, Odd Sounds from Virginia. And there is a video file with this that I assume is going to include the audio that we're going to listen to. So if you got headphones, you might want to get them on. It always helps when you're reviewing audio, for sure. All right, here we go. January 15, Odd Sounds from Virginia. A listener writes, I'm a longtime listener, and a friend recently asked me to reach out to you about some unusual sounds they've been hearing. They also took photos of what they believe may be bedding, possibly where something lay down. And to me, some of it resembles deer beds, but one of the impressions does seem unusually large. After talking more with them, I learned the location was in Cana, Virginia. The sounds they described were strange, nothing I can easily identify. With the number of sightings reported in my area, it's hard for me to dismiss the possibility that it could be Sasquatch or Bigfoot. You previously did an interview with a man just northwest of me, if I'm not mistaken, and it was episode titled "What's Odd? A Gorilla Doing What's Odd? A Gorilla Doing in Virginia." I also had a friend from high school report an encounter to the BFRO after an experience he had while fishing at Foster Falls in the Poplar Camp, Fort Chiswell area of Virginia. All of this is within or near Carroll County, Virginia. Let's take a listen. This is from Sasquatch Chronicles YouTube page. Again, get your headphones on if you got them, and we'll have a listen.
I love the audio clips.
I do too. It's really fascinating, and it's also really spooky when you think about the fact that what if you're in the middle of the woods and you heard this kind of stuff around you? I mean, my God, this is very sobering thought. But let's have a listen. Yeah. Here we go.
It's not a dog. valley.
Oof. So I listen to this and I think, to me it sounds like, well, it sounds kind of canine, but I'm not really, and Chucky, let me know what you think. I'm not really thinking so much Bigfoot, but I'm wondering about something else that's more canine or canid.
I don't know. The bass and volume on that is pretty big.
That's the other thing that I was thinking of, because if for another person to listen to this, they could say, "Oh, that's just a dog. That's just a dog." But these people live there. They have dogs. They know what a dog bark sounds like versus whatever they're hearing. And you're right. Whatever's making the sound is a big sound. Yeah. But
it's not a long drawn out Sasquatch call, but it's like you can hear the volume and amplitude in that call.
Yeah. That's pretty amazingly loud. I don't know. Obviously through this, we can't tell how far away it is, but if it's
but it would certainly scare me if you heard it like regularly like that, and then all of a sudden it got quiet.
And you hear him, he said he was pushing up the valley, or coming up the valley, so it's like coming closer. I've been in the woods, not so much here. I've never heard strange noises here. I go out in the woods, mushroom hunting and certainly, gathering things like that. But back in Minnesota, I would hear things that were kind of strange, very close to where I was growled at as a younger child. So I don't know that, never really big sounds like this, though. They were always more subtle, but very strange. Like I'd never heard things like that before. I'm not a big outdoors person either, though. So it's not like it couldn't just be something like, I remember the first time I heard fox running up and down the bluff. I was like, what the hell is that? That's really creepy sounding. And then I came to learn that it was a fox, and I was like, oh, okay, well, that's weird. I never heard that because I didn't know what the fox said. Thank you. Thank you. But I found out that that's what I was hearing. And coyotes for that matter too. Very strange. But this sound is unusual. But, when I'm thinking of Bigfoot, I'm thinking of whoops, Ohio howls, or some other sustained vocalization more similar to a wolf baying at the moon than these barks. And so this is a newer sound for me. But you're saying, Chucky, I know you're much more into Bigfoot than I am. Is this?
I've heard calls like this before.
Okay. And I guess I have too. There was one of somewhere in like North Carolina, and it was next to a bluff, and there was some huge sound coming from up above, and somebody was saying in the comments, no, that's a bloodhound. There's bloodhounds baying in the distance, and that's what the sound is. I wouldn't know. I've never heard that, but I don't know if that translates to this. Probably not.
I mean, it may be a possibility, but bloodhounds,
Yeah.
So I'm doubtful on that one.
Well, there you go. Whatever you guys think, I think it's fascinating. I think those sounds coming towards me would absolutely fudge stripe me in a hurry.
Certainly. I wouldn't be creeping out on my porch either.
Speaking of those Keebler elves. Yeah, absolutely. Very crazy, but this is about all the time we got for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So special thank you to Chucky. Appreciate you coming on, brother. It's always a blast to have you here.
Oh, absolutely. It was fun.
All right. And thank all of you for being here with us and going through the journey with us. Thank you to all of you who brought people with you and are spreading the word. Big nod to you, BJ. Appreciate it. It means the world to me. And please David Barnes says, I hunt for ginseng up here. Very cool. Yeah, very cool. Brent, I've heard Bigfoot with my own ears. This is what has me wondering, Bigfoot or is it actually a dog man? Yeah, I was kind of thinking, is it something big like a dog man? But, you know, I'm not incredibly nuanced and informed about Bigfoot vocalizations. I just know a handful of them. So these are cool. And yeah, I know that they're often claimed by the First Nations. Several First Nations tribes call them the ventriloquists because they'll mimic things in the forest around them. And maybe that's their mimicking of a dog. You never know. It wouldn't surprise me, I guess. But anyway, Jesus, Josie, I don't know why you're fixated like that, but it's a thing. Thanks, Brent and Chucky. Night for now. Thank you, T-Bone. Appreciate you all. Thank you all for being here. Next week, all week, is Bring a Friend Week to the portal. Yes, absolutely, BJ. Thank you. And you guys got to remember, Bring a Friend is a way to endear you to my heart even more. Nah, I love you all the same. Whether you bring someone or not.
Like button on the way out, please.
Amen, Chucky. Way to work it. Appreciate it, brother. That's going to wrap it up for us. Anything in closing, Chucky? Tell people about your podcast, where to find it.
Yeah, you can find me on Spotify at The Danger Zone with Chucky Danger. And you can also find me on Instagram at Chucky_Danger.
Very cool.
If you want to see some of my UV photography. And I just picked up a new stone that glows a really vibrant green. So I'm going to be posting those pictures really soon.
Oh, very cool, man. Very cool. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for being here with me, man. It made the ride much more easy and fun. I appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely.
All right. And I appreciate all of you. Remember, we love you all. Be good, be kind, be nice. Take care of each other. Help each other out. Find the magic in every day. And remember to laugh as much as you can. And I'll see you next Wednesday for the next live show. Wednesday, Friday, Saturdays, we do these live streams. So get subscribed and don't miss it. Turn on the notifications so you get reminded. All right, guys, that's it for us. Until we meet again. Love you. Mean it.